Fine. All right.
I mean, because I can speak very loudly if you need me to.
No, we're good. All right, so this is Cullen Bunn, writer of many different projects that we are now going to talk to him about. First of all, talk to us about The Damned. Tell us, we've got two miniseries in the bag. Are you working on a third?
We are. I'm working on a third. It is called Daughter's Dance, which is going to be a 3-issue series, just like Prodigal Sons. And it will be the series that, once you've read that series, I think it will answer all questions you might have at that point. When you read this, you'll know where the series is heading. You'll understand pretty much why Eddie's cursed the way he is, why his brother's cursed, and it really sets up everything else from that point forward. It sets up everything leading up to the end that we have in mind for The Damned, and it is the darkest so far of the series.
Ooh. All right. And so you do have an end in mind? Do you have an idea of how many more series there might be before we reach that end?
We have a definite ending in mind. There's some stories we'd like to tell before we get there.
Mm-hmm.
But so we mapped it out from probably about 40 more, what would be about 40 more issues worth of story.
Okay.
That's if we tell all the additional things we really want to, the stories we really want to tell. But there's, we could always do it in like a dozen issues and just really focus on steamrolling straight to that end point.
Okay. And you've also just recently done some work for Marvel. Is that correct? Has that come out yet, or is it?
No, it's coming out in a few weeks.
Okay. Tell us about that.
It's part of the Immortal Weapons series. So it's the second issue in the Immortal Weapons series. These characters were introduced in Iron Fist, and basically showing that there is a counterpart for Iron Fist in all these different from all these different realms. And the story I wrote focuses on the Bride of Nine Spiders, who's this very creepy, very intense, mysterious character. And when I took it on, I went into it with the idea that I was going to tell a haunted house story with one of these characters. So I went for a very spooky atmosphere. I really wanted to tell a scary, almost Japanese horror type story with this character.
Okay, kind of like a Dark Water.
The Ring, The Grudge.
Okay.
So if the girl from The Ring could like throw some kung fu kicks and really kick your ass.
Awesome. And what other self-published things do you have in the works? Or not self-published, but your own projects rather than licensed stuff.
Well, in San Diego, they announced that Brian Hurt, my co-creator on The Damned, and I are going to be doing a supernatural western called The Sixth Gun, and it's going to be a 6-issue miniseries. It's going to start up in May. I think the first issue comes out.
Okay.
And it's basically in the worst time in the Civil War. This band of cutthroats were given 6 magical guns.
Ooh.
Each gun has this very specific, very terrible power. And since that time, one of the guns was lost to these cutthroats, and it's now fallen into the hands of an innocent. And there's a race to get the gun back.
All right. And can you talk about The Tooth?
Yeah, I can talk about it.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
So The Tooth is a book that I'm co-writing with a new writer, Sean Lee.
Okay.
And it's going to be illustrated by Matt Kent, who did Super Spy. And we kind of thought it was a coup to get Matt because he's a well-respected artist. People think of him as telling these great stories. And I think he's gotten a lot of credit for being this wonderful indie artist. And I think The Tooth may be the book that will either catapult him to superstardom or ruin his career. He may really regret ever working with us. It is in the tradition of the Marvel monsters of the 70s.
All right.
Very much like the Man Thing, very Werewolf by Night type of story.
All right.
If I tried to go into it any more than this at this point, it would be it would be very, very confusing. But
Yeah.
it is an action-oriented horror story. It's going to be released online first,
Okay.
and then once the story's been told, probably around 120 pages or so, Oni Press is going to collect it into a full-color
Okay.
collection.
Okay, and when you say it's going to be online, is it like a page a week, a page a day?
It's going to come out in segments, so it'll
Okay.
be like, instead of a page, it'll be like a 6-page segment, and maybe a third, broken into easily digestible, portions. But yeah, it'll be a 6-page segment, and then another 6-page, maybe a 2-page segment here and there. I'm not sure how fast it'll come out, but our plan is weekly once it gets started.
Okay.
Where are we going to be able to find that?
It's going to be probably available in several places, but the SavageTooth.com will be the website that is going to be fired up. The site probably won't be fired up until September, but then that's where it'll start rolling out.
And any other projects you can tell us about?
I think that may be it for now.
You do have other things in the pipeline, but
I'm
they're
always trying to get other things in the pipeline. I'm not sure anything else is in the pipeline right now, but I'm working on it.
all right.
Any parting thoughts?
No, glad to be here. Glad to be alive.
Thanks.